space and at this sacred moment in time to honor the memory of John. Each of you here today who had the privilege of knowing John will recall the different ways in which he impacted your lives. These are the memories that you will take with you for the rest of your lives. As mentioned earlier, John had a love for motorcycles, as you all know. And if you knew John and viewed his memorial tribute, you would see the many photos and the pictures of John with his friends riding motorcycles. John developed this love for motorcycles as a child. His father was an avid rider, and it can be said that John inherited this love of free, open spaces on the highway from him. He joined the Crusaders Union Riding Club about 2 years ago. Now, this didn't automatically happen. You just can't walk up to a group of bikers and say, "Hey, can I join?" No, there's a little process that you have to follow. You have to be introduced to the group. And George and Craig told me that Chris, who at the time wasn't a full-fledged member, was a friend of many of the Crusader Union bikers. He brought John around to the group to see if he would be a good fit. Well, George and Craig also said that they were so impressed with John that they gave a Crusader Union patch to Chris, making him a full member, just to get John on board. So the running joke is that if they didn't give Chris a patch, John wouldn't hang out with them anymore. So that's what they thought of John and how much they thought of John. In my conversation with the members of the Crusader Union, the one word that they used to describe John was that he was genuine. He didn't try to impress or to make himself out to be something that he wasn't. He said what he meant and he did what he said. He was reliable. You could always count on John to show up and help out. He loved life and he loved riding, but this pales in comparison to the love that he had for his wife, Aunt, and their children, Shane. Aunt didn't necessarily share the same love of motorcycles as her husband, but she allowed it, as long as John cleared the white space on the board. In other words, as long as John finished the list of honeydews that she placed on the whiteboard, he was free to join the guys for a day of riding. John was especially proud of Shane. He was excited for Shane's future at the University of Arkansas, and whatever path that he chose. He was equally proud of Kate's achievements as a wrestler. When John was around, his fellow Crusaders sprang from Shane. They could expect a glowing report about Shane. All of his biker friends knew about Shane's academic achievements and scholarships, and they knew about how Kate flourished as an athlete. John truly loved his family. This is the reason why, when someone we love unexpectedly passes away, we are faced with troublesome questions. We always ask the question, why? Why did this have to happen? Why now? And why did such a good man have to be taken away from us so soon? Now, these are valid questions, and I want you to know today that it's okay to ask the why question. Asking the why question is one of the ways that we process and then grief. I just wish I had the answer to this question. I simply don't. And even if I had the answer to this question, it wouldn't soothe the pain that all of you are feeling at John's passing. It is times like these, as we journey through this life, that many of us seek the comfort that God provides through prayer and through His Word. All throughout Scripture, but especially in the book of Psalms, God reminds us that He loves us and that we are not alone in our grief and sorrow. And now for the middle. We commit the body of John to this sacred space, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. For it is from dust you have come, and it is from dust you return.